It has stood here at the corner of Alexander and Church in the Village for more than a decade, a tribute to a man initially hailed as a gay pioneer. But now the Village BIA says after learning disturbing facts about Alexander Wood's life, it's time for the statue to be taken down.
We would like the statue to be removed because it is but another one of the symbols in this country of racism and white supremacy.
It was erected in 2005 by the BIA and the City of Toronto, honoring Wood as a forefather of the modern village. But the Business Association's current board members say newly discovered documents show Wood was a founding member of a society that helped create what would eventually become the Shingwalk Residential School in Sault Ste. Marie.
So it's fair to say that Alexander Wood had a connection to the residential school system in Canada.
He definitely had a connection to the missionary schools, which were a precursor to the residential schools. They were definitely aiming to take away the culture, language, and identity of Indigenous children.
The call for the statue's removal comes just days after one of Edgerton Ryerson, an architect of the residential school system, was toppled by protesters. It happened after a demonstration honoring the 215 children whose remains were found at a former BC residential school.
I believe that every city, every town, every BIA across this country needs to take a look in their community, in their own backyard, for these type of symbols that are inappropriate to still be out and causing this kind of hurt and pain to the Indigenous people.
I respect the proactive gesture. And that's kind of where I was at when I first heard of it. With all that's going on, it's been very triggering and upsetting for the Indigenous community, the Two-Spirit community. At Ryerson, our 215 babies that were found. Just all the hate and violence and evil. It's been very upsetting.
The BIA has committed to replacing the statue with a project that is Two-Spirit advised. McCready hopes the two-spirited community can lead the conversation.
I think it's an opportunity to educate and highlight the significance of the contributions of Two-Spirited people here in Canada and in Toronto.
Hudspeth says the BIA has yet to receive any direct communication from the mayor's office after writing a letter asking for support in principle and financially. But Tory did comment on the issue this week on Breakfast Television.
It was put up by the BIA at a time when perhaps the understanding of history was different. So if you look at all the legal documents to cut through it all, they also have the right to take it down. We're going to be trying to bring forward a process in the next few weeks through a report from the city manager on how we can deal with these questions of recognition and statues where maybe there's been a greater understanding of the history and people want to make a change.
The BIA hopes to begin the planning stages for what will replace this statue by October of this year. In the Village, Natividad, CityNews.